The Sabotage Show is not intended for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. How do you view this shit? It's a fucking podcast. You listen to it, dick.
This is the Sabotage Show, and I'm your saboteur, and thanks for that, some jerk from Boston. You make a good point. I gotta say, you know what? When I originally started doing the show, the opening disclaimer was, the Sabotage Show is not intended for all audiences, comma, the discretion is advised. And then somebody said viewers, and I was like, oh, whatever, just go with it. So I'm okay with that.
You're supposed to say the comma.
You don't have to say comma.
The Show is comma, dot, fuck yourself.
You have to assume that there's a comma there. Or whatever. Let's just get this fucking show started, because we are live now, and I am talking with some jerk from Boston. I need to know more about you, because we were doing a digression session, and you were on a date with your girlfriend, and you ditched out to do the episode about 4 weeks ago, about a month ago now. Explain yourself to me.
I'm not gonna explain shit to you, but I'll tell you what happened.
All right.
So basically, my girlfriend knows that I do these podcasts, and she knows that I need to take time. Now, we have a couple options when we do this. We can either stay home all day and do nothing, because for me it's about 3 o'clock, and that's the hour where you have fuck all to do. You can't go out because you wake up at like 11 o'clock because, we're in our 20s, and that's what we do. I'm sure shit not going to wake up like 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we were like, all right, we'll go do something. It's like, but I got that fucking podcast to do today, and I really want to do it because I have fun doing it, and I love calling these cocksuckers cocksuckers.
I love doing the show, too. I mean, I feel bad for Mark, because the guy's actually pretty professional when it comes down to it. But in the end, every second thing we say is like dick. You know what I mean? And he has to put up with it.
You know what? I'm sure the first couple of times it was kind of a shock. At this point, I think he knows what he's getting into. He's basically set up his own goddamn Thunderdome. So we all come in, and it's like, I really want to get my opinion out there. And we know someone's going to have another opinion. So we just wait for it. I mean, I know that I wait in the shadows and wait for someone to slip up. And that's just because my personality is attack, because it's going to be goddamn hilarious.
Yeah.
At least to me. I mean, during that day, anyone who was around me will just look at me and go, what the fuck is that guy doing?
Well, you know what? One of the things I noticed since joining the site, another question I want to ask you, but I'll ask you after, is when I started doing this podcast with the Big Black Hat Man and the other dude and Kyle and all those guys, is that everybody's really outspoken except for Kyle, right? And here you are and the other dude, and you guys have a fucking mouth on you, and you start spouting off, and the show might as well just be changed to some jerk from fucking Boston, because basically,
damn right.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stop there because I don't want to piss off Mark. But you guys really, in the end, carry the show. Because Mark tries to keep it on track, right? But a lot of the guys, they don't know what to say half the time, right? We're talking about comic books or whatever, or Superman, and you'll say something, and then the other dude will say something. Next thing you know, it's fucking this and fucking that, and that's when the show gets good.
Well, I mean, I don't want to take over Mark's show, because that'd be kind of fucked up for me as an individual. But I do want to say, like, my opinion, and I'm very, very outspoken. And when I start going, I'll just fucking rant. I mean, my girlfriend would rather have me leave in the middle of a date to go just rip the shit out of a bunch of assholes like you guys, instead of having to listen to me talk about, like, the Superman movie for, like, the 12th goddamn time.
Yeah.
It's just like, you don't even give a shit about Superman. Why are you talking about this?
And that's the same for me, because I find that I go on there and like I said, Mark does a really good job trying to keep things together. And he starts these shows, and like when I first joined the site, I had no idea what the fuck a digression session was. But he asked me, because I had done a podcast, and he's like, "Do you want to join it?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And I don't know shit about Superman, but at the same time, I just want to talk, and I just want to bullshit with you guys, and and especially when it gets into conversations like anime. In my life I've never seen anime. I think I watched the Dragon Ball Z episode once.
Yeah, I get a working knowledge of a whole bunch of things because I'll just go out and I'll do a shitload of stuff. And I'll really get into one thing over the years, and I'll watch a bunch of it, but then I'll move on because it might be an attention span thing, or it could just be that I want to get into something else, and I want to know it with the I want to know it as deeply as all these other people. And it's not until I hit like the point where I'm going to move on to something else where I realize I can't know it that deeply because I don't give a shit about it as much as these people.
Yeah.
So
no, I feel the same way.
Over the years, I've just grown a working knowledge of like comics and anime, which actually I started anime when we were still calling it Japanimation.
Yeah, that's what I call it. To this day, I do.
Well, you're fucking wrong, but that's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Oh, look at that shit. He just came in and put you in your place. You got to call it anime. I mean, you don't start calling black people Negroes, do you? That's just racist. But I bet you do. Say Japanimation. That shit's racist now.
Then
sounds weird.
In that case, then I am full out racist when it comes to Japanimation.
That is the oddest statement I think I've heard all night, and you'd say all night, and yeah, why don't we leave it at that?
Yeah, we probably should end it there. But okay, there are a couple things I did want to ask you though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I never finished that story about my date.
Yeah. I actually want. Yeah, you finish that one first.
Yeah, I can finish that up real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in the middle of the date, and she would rather have me go out and do that rather than rant, even have me be sad. So I go out, I do it with you guys, create a whole mess of trouble around Boston waterfront area. Come back, and yeah, even when we were leaving, I was still getting weird looks, by the way. But that's kind of the relationship that we have. We have this very snarky relationship where we can just do or say whatever we want because in the end, we know what we want from the other person. And I would have it no other way. If I want to go out and do a podcast, she's cool with it. If she wants to go out and get fucking shit-faced with her friends, I'm cool with it. I mean, if she's like, I'm going to go to a Roman orgy, I might have a fucking problem.
Really?
But
well, it's funny because I was there the other night with her, and she was saying that, you know what? She said, you know what, Mac, you are amazing, but I got to get back to Boston. And I was like, you know what? I don't blame you. Because I would throw it in him any day.
No, you know what? She told me about that, and that's cool because she was the one fucking you in the ass.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like the reverse roles. I like that.
Yeah, just don't give her the AIDS or the gay.
Too late. You might want to get tested right away. But anyway, no, I mean, but you know what? The fact that you gave that up, a date with the woman, to come on the show, it shows passion, though. It shows that you really are interested in what you're doing, right? Because you have a good skill. I listen to your show now all the time. I like your shit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny. I know people listen to it, and I know there are people out there who like it. And I really want people to like it. I want people to like me. But whenever they compliment me, I'm like, you're fucking lying.
No, man. You know what is about you? I'll tell you right now. You're a straight shooter, and there's not a lot out. Like, if you look out there, there's a lot of people that are full of shit, and you're not. And I listen to your show, and I'm like, this guy, at least he's fucking telling it like it is.
Yeah, I give it my best shot. I mean, it's just about movies that I find on Netflix that no one else wants to see. And then I say, I totally gotta get people to watch a fucking movie with me. If I do a podcast, they'll have to.
Well, somebody's gonna be like, oh, I gotta hear this because I need to know what this is about. Because when you made me watch that trailer, I can never watch anything again. That was horrible.
For Chow and Grandma.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get that episode out. I mean, I've restructured the show.
Yeah.
And I know you were supposed to be on it, and you were working, and that made me so sad. But my brother Christian and I still did it, and wow, I think the price you paid for probably watching that movie and then not being able to talk to it, it's going to just become this exponentially awful thing within your soul because you're going to be like, they missed X, Y, and Z, and I saw this garbage, and I could have said it if I was there, but I had to work because I need money and shit.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful. I really did want to be a part of that one too because I just want to see what you were going to say about it yourself. But I can't believe that was turned into a fucking feature film. That's kind of like a spoof of that area of film style. It's a horrible fucking film though.
I wonder if I still have my notes around. I mean, I got a trash can over here, and I'm not going to dig through it because I might have jerked off into one of those tissues, so I don't know. I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing this
yeah.
whole time we've been talking.
I know. Because I got the sexy mic, and I can see my levels. Yeah.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
I got the equalizer cranked up. I could put on some special effects if I want.
Oh, yeah. You like that? You like the special effects?
Yeah.
You like a little bit of echo?
I also like the...
I'm going to talk real deep to you now. I'm going to rub your shoulders. I'm going to come over your face. And there's one thing I did want to ask you.
Creepy?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I've been talking to Creepy for too long now. But
Oh, sorry. Just had fucking flashbacks.
I did want to ask you the basic questions, though. I have to get those out of the way.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's get to those.
Yeah. The usual, Okay, so what brought you to Manic Expression?
Oh, that's a much longer answer than probably most of the people. I mean, the short answer is, I was on that guy with the glasses, and people saw my things and like, doodly doop, I like what you did because your words sound pretty and made big get.
Everybody seems to come from that site, hey?
A little bit, but I think that's just because that's where a lot of people started. That's where kind of this site started from, is just being so slighted by what was there.
Yeah.
So almost like saving people from the same fate. I think that's where a lot of the people come from, because that's where these people go. They see these critics and they want to be a part of that. There's this camaraderie that they have that's fantastic to watch. It's probably a pain in the ass, and I know from looking at them, just like, there's no way that these people got together without spending at least, $500, $2,000 to get together. But you can't see that when you're just watching the videos.
Yeah.
So people want to be a part of that, and it does give you this great forum that lets you go in and start your own blog and try to make a name for yourself. And the second you go in there, you're either completely ignored or you're punched in the dick repeatedly, verbally.
Now, did you have issues with that site?
No, I fell into the former category of being completely ignored. I'll get like 400, 500 views, and I'll be like, yeah, and not a single person will comment.
Oh, okay.
And when I do get a comment, it's usually like for one of my science articles, because I used to blog a lot.
Yeah.
I used to write one every day, and then my work said, hey, you're not productive. Can you stop what you're doing and do your job that we pay you for? And I said yes, because I like having money. So I toned it down, and I just got more involved blogs. It started coming out like one a week.
Okay, yeah.
It would usually involve movies, or if it didn't, it would involve just my general thoughts and ideas.
Yeah.
Or it would be a straight-up science article. Usually my thoughts and ideas in science cross over quite a bit, because I do a lot of research, because I'm like, does this idea make sense?
Yeah.
Can I support it with anything? I'm not actually going to put my sources on the site, because I'm making fucking dick jokes, so I don't give a shit. But I want to at least have it so that if someone's like, this guy said this thing about this, is that true? And they do a quick Google search, they'll come up with like 6 science articles, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, that's a valid point.
So what happened then is you're on the site, you're on that guy with the glasses, and you're finding you're putting a lot of work out there, and you're not getting recognized like you'd like, and you're fed up with the shit, and you decided to join Manic. Is that what happened?
Nope.
Hmm.
Here's what happened. This is kind of a long story.
Mm.
Okay, so I was in a horrible car accident.
Really?
Well, actually, there was a car involved, but it was the one that hit me.
Hmm.
So I was walking along the street one day,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is like the point in the movie where everything was finally going right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had just had a big role in a play.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a script. I was getting my actors together. I was cutting down on a lot of things because I was trying to get into shape for the role.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I gotta stop eating like a fucking bastard. I
Yeah.
gotta stop with the goddamn pepperoni and bacon pizzas. I gotta quit drinking all so often, which, as you can see right now, is completely reversed.
I'm alright with that. I'm drinking right now.
But yeah, so I was going to get ready for this, and I was walking down the street,
Yeah.
and a car jumps the curb.
Shit.
So I immediately go, well, fuck. What, I got to get to somewhere a little higher, because this isn't just a car, it's a minivan.
Hmm.
I mean, I've jumped on the hoods of cars before. I know how to break a fall. I wouldn't say a stunt man, but I did my own stunts for a very long time for my films during college and high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I know how to take a fall. So I immediately go to like the top of these stairs, and the car changes course, and it starts heading for me.
Shit. This guy was a hitman? Was he out for you?
No, he was just a fucking moron.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. I want to hear the rest of this. This is good shit.
So what I do is, my first thought is jump, because I guess that's what you do in movies. And it's,
yeah.
Jump.
You try to brace the impact.
Yeah, so I jump out of the way, kind of. Apparently the guy got freaked out and hit the accelerator. So he went from like 15 miles an hour while he was trying to park. And then he cut the wheel, and then he hit the accelerator. So instead of just missing me, I jumped off the top of these stairs and got nailed.
Oh, wow.
I got hit in the pelvis, and my right leg.
Shit. So how long ago was this?
This was 2011.
Okay.
So I was in pretty bad shape. Yeah, I don't want to get too graphic into it, but my leg was almost severed.
Jesus.
My pelvis was crushed. I still have nerve damage to this day.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't feel most of any light touches on my leg from the knee down. I can't feel anything.
Jeez.
But pressure gets registered as pain. So if I were to say, be Santa one year, and I go, ho, 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 what do you want, little fella? Do you want to fire? Get the fuck off my leg! Get it off!
Well, are you rehearsing any roles for Santa this year?
Does jerking off on little kids count?
Yeah. It's about the
Santa's
same.
a pretty creepy guy.
So you go through this big accident, and you're fucked up, and you still are almost today.
Yeah.
And you said you were in college at the time?
Oh no, this is way after college.
Okay. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 28, almost 29.
Okay. So you're older now. So you've gone through all this shit, and you're on this fucking that guy with the glasses. I hear nothing but about that guy with the glasses. I've never even been to that site. And there are a bunch of dickheads on there.
Yeah, before then, I just, like, during my recovery, keep in mind, before this, like, I would watch that guy with the glasses, and I would watch RetroWare TV, and I would watch fucking James Rolfe, and I thought it was cool, but I didn't give a shit.
No.
I mean, they started around the same time where I was already making short films.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to be the Hollywood guy. I hit a slump. I go into play. I'm about to get my shit back together. You know, this is after I've already written, like, several scripts. had some complete horrible failures of my computers, which have since erased a few things. I wrote a script and I was like, oh man, this guy wants to interview me to do a documentary, and this is a professor at college sorry, not at my college. This was a professor at Harvard around 2009.
Yeah.
I want to say 2008 maybe. So I was like, all right, I'll show him my stuff, and I showed him my script, and I gave him the only copy of this other script that I wrote. Motherfucker stole it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he stole my script. So it was my only copy. I was doing it pretty much by hand, and I think I just typed it up. Motherfucker stole it.
Shit. What'd you do?
So, what could I do? I saw this random college guy. He said he was a professor at Harvard. I met him there. Made a lot of promises. Probably hired somebody with big tits instead of me, even though he was claiming left and right that I was, you know, going to fucking be the next messiah of this project. But, no, just took it, never heard from him again. Tried calling him. Phone got disconnected. I don't think he did his fucking documentary.
No.
Yeah.
But he basically got some of your ideas.
It's okay. I ripped them off of H.P. Lovecraft, so it's not like he got anything original.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, guys. And we'll be right back with that jerk. Or sorry, some jerk from Boston. Can I call you... What's your name, by the way?
My name's Martin.
Can I call you Martin for this episode?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we'll be right back with Martin. Thanks, guys. And we're back with some jerk from Boston. And so I want you to continue on your story from where you left off with the accident and that guy with the glasses and this asshole professor, was it?
Yeah, I'm actually going to fast forward a little bit. There's really not much else to tell. I mean, that fucking guy, who knows what the hell happened to him. I just pretend he's, you know, by the side of a highway, dead, rotting. No one's found his remains yet. Possibly on fire. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who hit me, it was unfortunate. He's just some dude. He doesn't have a lot of money. Yeah. His mortgage is worth more than his house.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking just some guy who the last thing he needed was to do the stupidest move ever and hit some asshole like me. And the last thing I needed was to be hit by some asshole like him.
Yeah. Have you met the
guy? Possibly.
Because I would assume when you're hit, you're probably in a state of shock.
Do I want to go into that? There's a lot of things you are when you're hit by a car. I am a very different type of person when it comes to what happens when you're in shock.
Yeah.
I have a side of me because it's not like my life was all fucking roses leading up to this point. So I've had a lot of practice with bad shit happening to me or to other people. So my first thought was, okay, self-evaluation. Am I bleeding from the nose? No. Am I bleeding from the ears? No. If you're bleeding from either of those after a traumatic event, something bad is wrong with your head and you can die. None of that happened. So I'm fine. I'm like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
Well, no! Get your hands off me, asshole! Don't you know never to move a victim? Fuck! God damn it! Fucking ignorant pieces of shit. Okay. Let's wrap this up. Okay. I have intense pain and a hard time. Don't fucking move me! What is wrong with you people? God damn it!
So mild brain trauma, yeah.
It's like a whole bunch of people saw like a few fucking movies. Was like, I'm gonna be a hero today. No, you're gonna end up being my murderer, and I'm not gonna have that happen. So I'm yelling at every motherfucker who comes around to me.
Yeah.
Someone does the right thing, just holds my head. I'm like, all right, good. Let me finish my self-evaluation. Okay. Let me try to ignore the intense pain. All right, I got that. That's a lot of blood. All right.
Yeah.
So that's what went through my mind during the accident.
Yeah. Now, were you with the girlfriend at the time? Like, not was she there physically, but were you two together at the time?
We were dating, but no she was not in the vicinity.
Okay.
She actually thought I was standing her up for a date because I wasn't answering my phone calls.
Which you were doing, but you weren't going to mention it at the time.
Yeah, when you're going, I'm not about to make a fucking phone call.
Yeah. So these people are trying to move you, and you being the smart one out of the group of idiots, you're saying, "Don't fucking touch me. Wait for the fucking paramedics to get here."
And that's when I blogged for the first time.
Really?
No, it's not.
So you pull out your phone.
I know there's a whole legion of people out there who the first thing they would do would be like, I'm on Twitter. That me with car. Smiley face.
Hashtag at everyone.
Yeah, so this is long after even that whole documentary fiasco.
Yeah.
So I move on. I'm going to skip the whole recovery process because I've covered that in blogs. It can be sad. It can be very funny. I still have scars, and the end result is still I'm awesome. So I don't know why I need to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I'm talking to my brother one day.
Yeah.
And I had another podcast that we just had to cancel because the other person didn't think that we were serious about it or something. I don't know exactly what it was.
Yeah.
He had his reasons, and we had what we believed to be the real reasons because we didn't trust exactly his reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's still on iTunes, and that's a terrible podcast because we only got the 3 episodes, and you need at least like 4 or 5 before you hit your stride.
Yeah, yeah.
But we were getting there. It was getting better when it canceled. So I was like, well, fuck, what do I do now? I couldn't walk at the time.
Yeah.
When you're on a lot of medications, and I can only assume this is true for anyone who's on some kind of heavy drugs. Like, I was on oxycodone at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I can't fucking write. I can't do anything. What do I have left?
Because you weren't really in your head at the time. You were kind of you're focused on what happened, and you're probably depressed at the time too, right?
Oh yeah, but they have drugs for everything, so I got through that real fast.
Okay. So what happens after this?
So basically, I'm like, I can't do a fucking movie right now because, look at me. I used to be like 175 and a martial artist and a writer, director, producer. I did everything for these movies. Mm-hmm. And now I can't even get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother was like, why don't you just write a fucking blog?
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like one of those moments where you just don't understand why you've never thought of that before. Like, it's such the easiest solution.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever played Portal?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever gone through one of those puzzles and just thought, oh, that's what I had to do?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit. Exact same feeling.
Yeah.
Down to the T. Exact same feeling.
Yeah.
So I started a blog. I bought my own web domain at somejorkfromboston.com. Mm-hmm. That's not there anymore because I don't want to spend money because I'm a cheap motherfucker. That, and I like Manic Expression so much that I was just like, why do I need my own thing? Just everything's over there anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I start my website. I start blogging. I'm blogging for a while by this point, and then I'm like, you know what? Because I can only think in one term at a time. So I think, okay, I have this blog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing for this blog. Now I need to put this blog on other sites. What other sites can I do? Now, I had other options, and That Guy with the Glasses was not the only site I posted at.
Okay.
So I started posting, and it was only around like my second or third post that James came to me and said, hey, I have this website. And this is where the whole standard deviation comes in, where it's like, okay, this could match with any other story. So I'm like, all right, fine, another site to post at. So I go on there, and I see everything. I'm like, all right, here you go. Here's my shit.
Yeah.
And then the damnedest thing happened. people commented. You'd be surprised just how much just saying, "Hey, I read this. I liked it." It's like, oh shit. You mean, except for seeing it like viewed 30,000 times or whatever? That's exaggerated. If I had 30,000 views, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be nice, hey.
But and that guy with the glasses, I'd see like 200 people looked at my article. That's awesome. They probably accidentally clicked on my page 100 times. And then went back, and out of that, because you have to think statistically, when you have 200 views, you have to assume that 50% of those was somebody trying to click on something else and fucked up. Yeah. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I say that. That still leaves 100 views. That's pretty awesome. Now, about 50% of those are people who read it and just went, I don't agree with this guy, or, fuck this, and just skim the rest of the article, kind of just whatever.
Yeah, you're hoping for even a fucking troll at that point.
Yeah, those are the people who haven't even technically read it. They've either skimmed it or read like 3 lines, didn't even get to the first dick joke, and then fucked off.
Yeah.
That leaves you with 50 views. Still pretty good.
Yeah, no, it really is.
But even of those 50 people, you got to assume that 30 of them hate you.
Yeah.
So that leaves 20 views of people who 20 people who read your article and thought, "Oh, okay, that was nice," but not good enough to say anything.
Yeah.
But it's what I had, so it's what I did.
It was a start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is still year 1, like month 3. At this point, I didn't give a fuck. It's not like I was writing scripts at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started getting comments, even if it was just like the same 2 or 3 people, which eventually became a little bit more, and it depended on the article who would comment.
Yeah.
And they were nice comments. They were like, "Hey, I agree with this," or, "Hey, that was very succinct. I liked it." And not like I got a few comments on other sites, but they were mostly like, "Hey, you're wrong," and then it would be like they would have this very long rant, and I would go through their rant, and I would just be like, "You obviously didn't read my article, or you just read certain pieces of it, because everything that you said, I addressed."
Yeah.
And it was around the time where I got this one guy. It was during my high fructose corn syrup article, which you can find different articles all over the place. You can find all the information I was relaying very easily, but I didn't source because I'm making fucking dick jokes. I'm trying to put basic information that can be Googled, not even deep research. Googled. It'll be like the first 5 fucking hits. I'm trying to summarize that in shit that people will understand. And for some reason, when you make analogies about your genitalia, people get it.
Yeah. It's true, though.
Yeah.
Like, we could say dick for the next 20 minutes. And they'd be all over our dick.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Shit, that's how you get the girls.
Yeah.
Then you get the money.
Yeah.
Then you go to prison. Then you get the boys. Then you get the money. And you die. And it's a good life.
But you die of, like, gonorrhea or something.
Yeah, gonorrhea for herp AIDS, whatever.
Yeah. One way or another, you're getting something. Go on.
Anyway, so, yeah, it was around that time when I posted that article that I got this one guy who was like, "All right, yeah, whatever, don't agree with me." Then I got the second comment. It was from someone who was like, "Can I see your sources? Because I question this, but I don't know." I'm like, okay, this seems normal, which should be a red flag because nothing ever should seem normal. So when my father died, fuck! No. Now I have to explain to someone why this didn't kill their parents, or if it did, why it happened. Because this person evidently had, this is assuming they're not a troll, because they still might have been a troll, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. This person, I guess, had their father die of something to do with high fructose corn syrup. And their mother told them that they can never have it again.
Huh.
Now, there are high fructose corn syrup allergies, and I had to point this out to him, but he was still like, can I just see your sources? I want to know more because I think I'm okay. But it did kill a member of my family. And, you know, at this point, I'm like, are you just trying to fucking guilt trip me? Because that shit ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fight with the truth, and first of all, with all the awful things that happened in my life, you're not gonna win in that battle, buddy.
Yeah, no.
But I was trying to be nice, and I was like, fine, here you go. And I gave him all my things, like all the articles I could find, because I wrote this shit at work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would save some of the things if I really needed them, or I would just read articles, and then I would quickly go through the scientific journals just to make sure that the articles were accurate.
Yeah.
But it was mostly skimming, and I'm not going to fucking buy into a paywall. So it's like, okay, I'm going to assume that the results that you're posting here is going to match your data. But I'm not going to spend $14.95 a year just so I can see the rest of this fucking article. So I'm going to just base my assumption off that.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of people do, because, I mean, think about it. If you need to spend $14.95 a year for, 100 different articles, and you're not being reimbursed by some boss, that's not going to fucking happen.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, I gave the guy that stuff. He didn't text me back. Well, not text me. He didn't message me back. He didn't post any more comments. But I was still down the fucking dumps. So I'm like, oh, God. You know, maybe I should stop posting science articles to that guy with glasses.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. But I still posted them to Manic Expression because they liked them.
Yeah.
And it's not just that they took me blindly at my word. They had a healthy view of science.
Yeah, yeah.
And even if I don't agree with them on, some of their opinions, that's cool. They're going to assume that I've done my homework, and I'm assuming they've done theirs.
Yeah.
And for someone like me, who's very into the sciences, even though I think maybe Dr. Holocaust does it better, but then again, I might just be jealous that he has a much better video than my podcast. But
the guy has a good production.
Yeah, but he still has a good idea of science, and that's rare to come by.
It really is. Decker, so does Decker, though, hey?
Oh, yeah. Decker definitely has a great idea of, how to, not just science, but, how to think, too.
Yeah, he does.
Because that's a whole thing. That's called critical thinking. And, oh, wow. I'll have to get into that later, because that's a whole other fucking bag of something analogy. Don't know, sipping drum.
So, because we are short on time, I do want to ask you. So you're doing these things. You're doing these blogs on Manic now, and you're doing these podcasts on Manic, and you're getting some feedback finally, right? And it's a positive thing, right? You're getting some feedback, and it's not all bullshit, and it's not all nobody wants to say anything to you. How do you feel now at this point in your life?
Well, better. Everything seems to be looking up for now.
Yeah.
I mean, if I write something, people will read it. If I post my silly podcast, people will listen to it. Yeah. If I ask people, hey, do you want to do this? They'll want to.
Yeah, yeah.
And more importantly, I want to help.
Well, you know what? When I sit back and I listen to your podcast, or even just talk to you while you were, doing a pre-show or a post-show on Manic of some sort, I talk to you now, because we never really talked at first, but we do a little bit more now. And, I listen to you, and I'm like, this guy is fucking cool. And at first, I was like, I didn't know anybody, right? But now I listen to you, and I'm like, this guy is fucking cool. He's genuine. I like that. And I want to work with him more and more every time we talk. And, I think that's one of the best parts about the site, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, well, that's why I like it. It
Yeah.
makes you want to do more creative things, and there are a lot of people willing to do it. So, fucking go with it.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? So, what are you working on now?
Oh, the things I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about and what I am.
Well, if you
let's see.
yeah, if you can't, just don't worry about it. But we will talk about your up and coming shows, your personal work.
My personal work. Well, I'm still doing What Did I Just Watch? That's a monthly podcast with other episodes that are determined by the little game I have at the end of each episode.
Mm-hmm.
So if people win this little game, they have to give me movies. If there's no movies, I'm still trying to determine what to do. I think I'm going to go to midnight movies at this independent theater that's kind of nearby.
Cool.
Let's see. Other than that, what the fuck am I doing? I do a lot of stuff for this. Like, I do a lot of voice work.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember when they posted that listing of all the podcasts that people were involved in. They asked me, what did I do? And I'm like, fuck. Everything? I think the only one I didn't do was Patricia's.
Ooh.
So Little Monsters I didn't do.
Yeah.
She
liked you, hey?
I think so. I don't know.
No, I'm telling you. We were talking. We were talking a little bit earlier, before we did the show, and she thinks you're funny.
Well, shit. That's actually really awesome to me because I actually enjoy reading a lot of her works. So
yeah, I do too.
There's that great trade-off.
Yeah, there you go. You have a companion on the site, and it's a female because there is definitely an abundance of wiener on this site.
I know, my cock is just that big.
Yeah. Damn it, I knew it. That's the fucking only problem I have here.
Yeah, you see, you set that one up, and I just came in and just fucking knocked it out of your hands.
Damn it. You knocked your cock out of my hands.
Well, that's my problem now.
You're on your own now. So, do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah, it's Some Jerk FB. You can find me there on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Blog's not there anymore. Not that it fucking matters. Manic Expression. There you can find me. I'm hoping to be on iTunes soon. I got rejected for some reason. I don't know. But I redid just about everything you could think of, including buying all new equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to get that back up. I got my new episode coming out hopefully next week. That involves my brother. He's my editor.
Mm-hmm. And
I was like, hey, so how's the editing coming? He's like, I didn't do it. I was like, why? I wanted to go out with a woman. How fucking dare you?
How dare you have a life outside of me?
I know. I need this shit. I need it. Me.
You know what, though? I think that there's a lot of people on the site that have a lot of potential to grow. And I think that you're one of them because you have this personality, and that's one of the reasons I really got hooked on your podcast is because I'm like, fuck, this guy's funny. He talks about shit. Everybody else is reviewing movies that are in theaters and that are like $1 billion budget movies, whereas you're talking about shit fucking movies, and you make people want to fucking watch these movies because they suck so bad.
All I can really say is just wait till you see what I pull out for October. Mark said that he's willing to be on my podcast.
Yeah.
And James recently said that he would love to team up with me.
Yeah.
And there is no way in hell I'm gonna let this go by without torturing the shit out of them. I picked out a very specific movie.
Yeah. Is it recent or is it an old movie?
Oh, it's old.
Good. I don't want to know yet. I want to wait until October. Is it like a Halloween thing?
Yeah, it's a horror movie, so I guess technically.
Oh, nice. This is going to be fucking awesome. I've probably seen it. I watch a lot of shit.
Oh, we'll see if you've seen it. Like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't tell you what it is because, when I do that game, all someone has to do is listen to this episode and be like, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, fuck, thanks. There goes 5 minutes of my episode. Oh, can you cut that shit out? We have to do something.
That's going to be sweet. I need to do something for Halloween, too, because I never really do anything for Halloween. That's my favorite time of year.
Yeah, well, it's the perfect time of year. You get to dress up.
Yeah.
So anyone who loves, like, acting or anyone who just loves to become something different, you got that. Anyone who loves that feeling of being scared because you get that adrenaline rush, which is very nice.
And that's
you get
exactly
that.
it, yeah.
Also, for people like me, who during the winter time I always have a cold,
Mhm.
during the springtime and summertime I always have allergies. That's the one time every year,
Mhm.
especially October, November, I can breathe.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm gonna fucking die,
Yeah.
and everything just looks really pretty. So it's almost like the best drug trip without having to take like LSD or shrooms or. All right, so it might be the drug thing without the actual fun, but
Yeah.
still, it's nice.
You know what though? I have to agree. Like, but the difference is here in Canada, we pretty much get summer and winter. There is no in between. Sometimes you get lucky, you get a nice fall. Like sometimes. So we're pretty
Well-
much looking at snow and heat.
Well, that's why I don't live in fucking Canada.
Oh, you lucky bastard. You got a good college. I'll give you that.
Which one? I got a lot of good colleges.
No. You know what one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the big fucking Harvard.
Oh, you sure not MIT
Yeah,
or Emerson or Berkeley or
Okay.
Brandeis?
I'll give you
or-
Berkeley and Harvard. That's all you get.
I'll give you the middle finger because all those are great fucking colleges.
Have you been to all those colleges?
UMass, BC.
What college did you go to?
Oh, I went to fucking Framingham State.
And you're talking about all these great colleges, but they wouldn't accept you.
I did take a class at Emerson.
Nice.
I got an A- in it, but there's no way I was going to spend $32,000 a year.
No, that's a lot of money.
Not for fucking undergrad. And then I went online, when it was a lot easier, like Wikipedia got started up, and started actually looking up all of these artists who I admired. And I was like, oh, what do I have to do with my college career?
Yeah.
Oh, they dropped out of high school. Okay. I see this fucking trend. Oh, okay. Spike Lee went to dropped out of college, you say? Tish, one of the best colleges in New York.
Yeah. And you know what? That's because they got what they needed out of college, and then they moved on.
Yeah. There's so many people who have said that the best education you can get is working for Roger Corman. So maybe I should find that fucking asshole. Yeah, I'll make Sharknado 2 or Piranha Cost or whatever the hell he's making next. But you know what? You'll get a good education on how to make a goddamn movie.
Yeah. And that's all you really need in this world because, let's face facts, nothing really matters anymore. It's all about the movies, the podcasts, and the 5-minute YouTube videos that make you popular and go viral.
Unless, of course, you live in the Middle East, Africa, Asia, Russia, parts of Japan, Australia.
Korea, of course. And none of those places really matter. Because what really matters is...
Wow, you sound so fucking American right now. None of these fucking places matter. They all got squinty-eyed and dark skin. Fuck those cocksuckers.
I didn't say it, but
didn't
we were
say it,
all
you
thinking it.
fucking
What really matters is Boston.
Well, yeah.
And I love Boston. I'll tell you right now why. Because there's some jerk from Boston right now that I'm talking to, and I fucking love this guy. And you will love him. You have to listen to his show, though. And I'll tell you right now, What Did I Just Watch is fucking hilarious. And I'm starting to get hooked on it. And you will too. And I want you to tell me right now, one more time, your Twitter account. I want to hear. Do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, but I just do the Twitter thing. Some jerk FB, and I mainly keep my Facebook separate because I don't give a shit talking about myself, and like I'll bring up my girlfriend or my brother or things like that occasionally.
Yeah.
But I won't get into their business. So if people like get onto my Facebook, they'll be like, "Oh, I love it when your uncle, posts this picture of you." It's like, fuck you, die in a fire, get out of my face.
Yeah, I know, hey. Like, I can't stand that when you're on Facebook and then somebody, like a relative, is like, oh, you post a picture and they're like, oh, I love you. Oh, come on, Mom, really? I mean, this is not the time for that.
And it's like, hey, you coming to Maine? Oh, absolutely. I don't know when. Hey, you should go to Maine like next week. Hey, go fuck yourself. I can work.
And guys, we're gonna end this episode of the Sabotage Show. And this has been fucking awesome because I've been wanting to talk to this guy for some time, some jerk from Boston. Dude, thanks for coming on the show. I really do appreciate it.
Hey, anytime, man.
Cool. And if I can be on your show, hopefully soon, very soon, that would be great.
You will. Don't worry.
Thanks, man. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. Talk to you soon.